just spent a day gardening, moving dirt, playing around outside. So I thought I would share the stretches that I'll do. Maybe there's something you've been doing that would require some of these like hand stretches, something really simple or seemingly simple. So you can either go one finger at a time, hang out with each for a little bit. Make sure you're breathing and your shoulder doesn't shrug up. Or you can collect them all at the same time and pull back. Or just the fingers and just pull the thumb by itself. And whatever you do to the first hand, of course, do to the other as well. Keep checking for shoulder hunch. See if you can go softer somewhere in the face, the neck. Make sure to do, if you did both while I did, then do both. If there's one you found worked really well and you stayed with it, stay with it. Keep checking, can you lift out of your low back and soften your shoulders down? And then lace all the fingers together and push them away from you. Maybe pull back a little bit, spread out your shoulder blades. You can dip right in if you rather. And then bring the hands back and switch all the fingers down one so that you get a little different. It's going to feel different in your hands. Thumbs will probably curl in because they're more used to it. Pull them back. Keep breathing. And then when you're ready, head over to one side, hand on the floor. Maybe the other hand on the hip, or up to the ceiling, or over. Spread out between the ribs and in between the hip and the shoulder, the whole side body. And then come up, switch sides. Check the shoulders don't end up shrugged in any way or pushing forward. Can you feel breath in between your ribs? And then come back, give the shoulders a little release if they need it. And then switch to being on your hands and your knees, or tabletop position. Of course, I'm going to give you some cat and cow, so round, and arch. Exhale as you round, and inhale as you arch. Or really, round when you exhale, and arch when you inhale. Notice which one is feeling better at the moment. Did you spend more time rounded in your back so the arch is balancing you out, or of course the rounding may feel like it's stretching out the back? And let's get into a quick little down dog to stretch up the legs some. Give it a good pedal or hang out with one leg straighter for a bit. Loose clothes. I'm in daytime pajamas because you can do that when you're at home, right? Good. And then sit back, child's pose. Any variation you wish. When you're ready, help yourself up. We're going to go use the wall for a few things. So come towards the wall. We'll make what I call upside down L shape. It's kind of like a down dog. So set your feet to be hip width, set your hands to be middle fingers in line with the outer shoulders. And like you're going to push the wall over, give it a good push. But watch out for shruggy shoulders and any discomfort in your wrists. And push your hips back. And play. You could walk it a little bit like when you were walking the dog. You can bend the knees more or less, pull up belly so back gets more of the stretch. While we're at it, put one foot back and one foot forward like you're in pyramid, and give a great big press so you feel a good hamstring stretch. Of course, make sure it doesn't cut your breath off in any way. You can still breathe. Wrists and shoulders okay? And then of course switch. Feel around for level. The leg that is stretching might try to kind of like kick upward, like avoid the stretch a bit. See if you can pull it back as if that hip is being pulled back. You can always always bend the knee, make sure it's not caving in, or push down into the foot more. And then when you're ready, a little bit like a lunge, so you can push off and stand up. Let's turn around and put our back or bum against the wall. Let it walk up the wall a little bit, and then drape down, put elbows on knees, and hang your head, or hang your whole upper body. Feel like the whole upper body is falling away from the pelvis. And as you stay, it'll fall more. It'll feel like you keep releasing more. We're not trying to make it. And it's totally okay if you're up higher. Be wherever you need to be, however much stretch you need. Maybe you're more up and you're just like playing with the length of it. You can even be playing with the legs a little again, like the sort of walking movement. You might stay a while. Really let go. And if you do stay a while, make sure you come up slow. So first start with putting your elbows on your knees and leveling out a little bit, or maybe head goes a little higher. And then slip down until it's easier for the head to be higher. And then push, slowly come up. Take your time, because your blood pressure will have lowered. Maybe let out a breath. Good, and then walk your feet a little closer, step one back underneath you, push away from the wall. Turn around and put your hands up higher on the wall. Same idea, still middle finger aligned with outer shoulder. And then step back just enough to arch your back. So instead of flattening it like in the other one, and watch out for your head falling, look straight at the wall or look up and make a bigger arch. Depending how it feels all in the front where you're stretching and how it feels in your spine. I might be cutting my head off in the video. But hang, again, a similar way of hanging from the wall. This time hanging off the hands instead of the hips. And then we're going to spin sideways to the wall. Put one of your hands behind you somewhere and feel for you. Roll a little bit different. Will it be the same height as your shoulder? Will it be lower than your shoulder? Will you go instead to a bent arm and get closer to the wall, of course? The idea is simply being that we're getting the arm to be behind the chest, the body, and then standing as if in mountain pose. So everything else mountain, feet matching. Only thing that's different or out of place is your arm. So watch out for what's going on at the shoulder or the shoulder blade. You might end up turning further away from it. Still keep like mountain. Breathe into the chest and the front of the shoulder there, or up under the shoulder. And then of course we have to do the other arm. See if you can get mountain again. Watch out for typical things. When an arm goes behind, the rib cage splays out, the head might jut forward. Can you align everything? And keep finding the best spot for your hand. If the hand starts to go numb in any kind of way, good idea to change the position. Might be a pinch of a shoulder nerve. So notice if you're falling into it too much. Notice if there's too much pinch by the shoulder blade. Can you breathe okay? Are you turning more or not? Don't mind whatever position I'm in. It will be different than yours. You could walk through a doorway and do both at the same time. You could put them in like cactus arms and walk through. Or you can walk more through and have both of them in the door frame. How are they? How do you breathe in? Okay. Good. Let's give it a really big stretch. Reach way, way up. And then just let it go. And then let's come down. Come to sit on your mat or on the floor. Hands behind you. Give it some windshield whispering. And match to your breath. However you want to. And maybe everything goes together, the whole body together, or turn your chest in opposite of your knees, or body in opposite of the lower. And keeping this short, let's go to Shavasana. So maybe if you have it nearby and handy, a bolster under your legs, something under your head, pillows, blankets, whatever you got. Get all cozy. Like you're melting into the floor or deflating, coming down, releasing. Do you need a while you stay there, I'm getting up to be able to talk you through it better. Maybe get more cozy. Could you be even 1% more comfortable? A little fidget, a little rearrange. How are your shoulder blades? Are they placed just so your shoulders fall back? Like they lean into the floor, they melt into the floor. Can you let go of the weight of your head fully? Let your neck go soft. Feel your eyes settle. Feel your tongue soft. Feel down into the space of your heart and notice how it's massaged by your breath. Feel belly soft. Check in all around the hips, the pelvis. Is there anything gripping? Anything that can soften or release? Can even your fingers and toes be more soft? Even if it's just this next breath, can you let everything go? Or just one thing? Let breath have more space in you. Feel all the places your breath can go. Simply by inviting, like holding the door open for your breath to come in. When you're ready, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Move your wrists and your ankles. They might make some sounds for you. Gently rock or tip your head. And let body have a big stretch. And gently roll over and curl into a fetal position, round your back. While it doesn't have to bear weight, while it has nothing in the way, let it go fully rounded. And when you're ready, push on the floor and climb up, come to a comfortable seat momentarily. Just long enough to give yourself a big hug, a thank you for that practice. Maybe even switch to balance out, put the other arm on top. And I thank you for for sharing your time. And I hope you feel better because of your practice.